Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Everything Everywhere All at Once. An unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight the bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in balance. Everything Everywhere All at Once is directed by the Daniels and stars Michelle Yeoh, Ki-hee Kwang, Stephanie Hsu, James Hong, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Well, what do you know? When there's an A24 film, naturally we gotta head to the theaters to be able to see it. It was opened limited just a couple weeks ago, so not a lot of theaters around us were showing it, unfortunately, but it is now open, released wide, so you can probably find a theater near you. And of course, we're talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is one of the few movies that we saw the trailer for and didn't bother filming a reaction because we were just so curious about it.
Yeah.
So we just watched it. I kind of wish we captured it, but it's fine, because we're here to talk about it.
Yeah, because this movie is so original, so weird, so out there that I'm surprised that they didn't really try to go for it. And they have a really good cast for this,
Yes.
too, to where it really seems if they gave it a little bit more of a push, they could have done a wider release sooner.
Yeah, but you know, I think so many... I don't know if sometimes the decision to go limited first is to not test the water, because obviously the film's already been distributed and showing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I'm just happy that it's open wide so everybody can see it. So in this one, we're dealing with the multiverse here. We see not just one Michelle Yeoh, but we see many Michelle Yeoh, as well as other, I guess, variants of our characters in this movie. This movie is... You kind of start off and you already know right there and then, if you're paying attention to the very beginning, I don't want to say the universe is crackling, but there is the sense of the multiverse already, just within the first couple minutes of the film. But what I like about this, it's not just, punching, kicking, we're gonna fight so we can retain the balance of the multiverse. There's a lot of layers to this movie, and I think at the bottom of it all, we center around Evelyn, Michelle Yeoh's character, as she lives her life. She's got her husband, she's got a daughter, she's trying to take care of her dad. She's definitely very in a frazzled state, and a lot of times we see her in this specific universe's Evelyn.
Yeah, and we have to admit, we rarely see Michelle Yeoh look like this, to where, in all the other movies and shows that we've ever seen her in, very well kept together, very straight-laced, very put together, has her life together kind of thing. And it was a little shocking at first to see her with the frazzled hair, to see her kind of losing grip on the world that she has tried to build, and to be kind of a failure at everything that she has done.
Yes.
And this movie it's really hard to kind of explain just exactly what it is. So I'm going to try the best that I can by making some comparisons. If you took a little bit of Matrix, a little bit of Terminator, and then threw in a huge dose of Rick and Morty, this movie is such a mind duck that you just can't. It's impossible to really kind of get a grasp on it. When you come out of the theater, I was very much going, I had no idea what I just saw, but it worked. Somehow, through all of this chaotic, confusion, bizarre storyline that they're trying to tell you, there's still something very raw and visceral that can just really grab onto you and just pull you along for this crazy ride.
I like what you said in the beginning. Normally when we see Michelle Yeoh in most of the films, all the way from, was it Super Cop?
Yeah.
Or something like the Jackie Chan film. She was a Bond girl. She's been in James Bond. We've seen her in Memoirs of a Geisha, obviously Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings, and all the 50 million other films that you can just go down her IMDb list. I am sure you've seen a handful of films. And normally she is obviously always kick-ass, always badass, and usually very, very well composed. Even in her interviews, Michelle, she's just the way she speaks. There's something just so elegant about her. But in this, she gets to play Evelyn, who is dealing with a lot, taking care of her dad, dealing with her husband, dealing with her, and not just dealing. She's living life, right? And she, immigrated from it wasn't really, I don't think it was
I don't
specifically
think they ever,
said, but in some flashbacks, basically how she met her husband, where they came from, and came to America to live the America dream. As a daughter of immigrant parents, I can completely connect with that. And then it's the struggle of, let's open the laundromat, and this was the dream, to like flourish and have this business. We get to be our own bosses. And then she's sitting there with a bunch of receipts, trying to figure out the taxes. Can they keep the laundromat open? And how is this affecting her relationship with her husband, with her daughter, with her father, trying to live up to his expectation? And it's literally everything, everywhere, all at once.
It's
and
a
this
very
is just
good
one
name.
Evelyn. This is just one Evelyn. So this movie, when I say there's layers, there's so much to go into, and I don't want to peel too much of it away in this review, because I want to see you guys get to see that reveal and make that connection yourselves. But it's not often we get to see Michelle get to take on roles like this, because she's not playing just one Evelyn. She's playing so many Evelyns. And I gotta say, with the other characters, because we're dealing with the multiverse here, so with the multiverse comes, and it's kind of, you saw that with the Matrix as well, a little bit of dimension jumping, and each actor has to take on various personas, and the duality of every single actor in this film is really, really incredible. Not just Michelle's, but also Ki-hee Kwang. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Again, we saw him once upon a time when he was a little lad in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, and
Short Round,
and in
Goonies as
Data.
Data.
And if you haven't watched Finding Ohana, right? That's the Hawaiian Goonies, essentially.
Pretty much.
He's in that just a little bit, but he is absolutely incredible in this. Not just the duality, but some of the physical skills. You guys will probably have seen the trailer, but you guys have to check him out. Like, he probably was my favorite. I mean, I can't not love Michelle, obviously. She's first and foremost, but the next person, I would say he kills it.
Oh my gosh. When you're talking about peeling back just the layers of the multiverse in this story, Ki-hee does an amazing job of showing us completely different versions of his character. And the transition when he goes from one to another, I'm just like, where have you been to see this amazing acting chops from someone that we saw as a little kid back in Indiana Jones, to seeing him in Finding Ohana, and then all of a sudden in this, I was just knocked stupid. Literally.
Yeah.
And with some of the martial arts that he showed too, I was kind of like, this is amazing.
Don't let that man near fanny pack. That's a registered weapon when it's in his hands.
And I just loved how exactly what Wendy was saying about how it starts off as kind of like a normal story, but then they pull back a layer that's a little bit weird, and then it gets a little weirder, and then a little weirder, then it completely gets bizarre, and then but they do it so subtly, and they do it so well that it really just feels normal, that it's getting as weird as it gets, to where one reality is so far off the rocker that it is just, you're not like denying it at all, but you're like, I'm there. Take me on this crazy Rick and Morty style reality.
This film really is a roller coaster, both visually and emotionally, because you can't really take your eyes off the screen even for a second to maybe look down and get your popcorn or something like that, because I feel like you might miss something. And it's just so interesting because it is really stimulating to watch this film, because we're dealing again with the multiverse, their version of the multiverse here. So there's a lot happening at once, and I love the hints to all of it. Things really go bananas crazy, but emotionally they take you on with Evelyn's, not just Evelyn's journey, but her whole family's journey. You really get to see, everybody story kind of play out. Mainly it's really Michelle's character and Wayman. It's Evelyn and Waylon and their daughter Joy. It's really the three in the forefront, but the supporting characters that we get to meet, James Hahn's character who plays the grandpa, Jamie Lee Curtis who plays Deirdre, the accountant, like their journey, you kind of get to walk their journey as well, even though I would say our three main characters are in the forefront. This movie forces you to really be, you don't really have a choice. You're just along for the ride. So I kid you not, you are laughing out loud one moment, and then you are all of a sudden feeling this, like, your eyes are watering. You're like, what am I feeling this emotion? And then the next minute, you're laughing again. I think this movie really puts you in the mentality of Evelyn trying to deal with the multiverse. It is a complete mind bend, and it's incredible. I am so happy it is now open wide. Don't fight it. Just go with it and really enjoy it. I also want to note thank you to everybody who worked on the movie for giving us really kick-ass visuals, really kick-ass action scenes, and so much Chinese spoken in this. So do get your eyeballs ready to read some subtitles if you are not used to reading those when you watch movies. And most of the time when we see movies here, they're not subtitles. But
and sometimes
get ready for it.
Sometimes some subtitles when there's no dialogue whatsoever.
Yes. So just pay attention, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. With that, we're going to go ahead and give you a rating. Obviously, we didn't get to see it like when it opened, well, close to when it opened, honestly. But I'm going to give this movie a catch it opening night. I think is one of the most original films I've seen this year. I love that Michelle Yeoh gets to explore all of these characters, emotionally, physically, everything. It is a Michelle Yeoh that I've never seen before, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, same here. Catch it opening night. It is just bizarre, original. You are along for the ride. It pretty much grabs you and then it never really lets you go. And just don't fight it. Go with the weirdness. Go with how bizarre it is. And because it has amazing acting, original storytelling, and a really good take on something that we've kind of had before, which is the multiverse. I can almost see that the multiverse is going to be the next time travel to where everyone's going to start having their own personal take on it. And I would love to see just original take after original take of what the multiverse means to different storytellers. So go in there and just go along for the crazy ride.
There you have it, guys. That is our non-spoiler review for Everything Everywhere All at Once, now open in theaters. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen the film, let us know some of your favorite parts in the comment section below. Which part spoke to you? Which part did you think was like, wow, that was amazing. I can't wait to watch it again. Put all that down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.